Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to TSP TV, out and about in Kensington Market. I just did a little walkabout video. We were out and about around the downtown core. We had a little look at what's going on at the General Hospital and the Sick Kids Hospital in Mount Sinai, although we didn't really do that much investigating. I did just walk through Kensington Market, stop off, and I'm having a little break. So Kensington Market, we're actually in Bellevue Square Park at the minute. There are a few people out and about with a big old chimney up there in the background. And Kensington Market is a place that is another one of those vibrant locations or neighbourhoods in Toronto. I'm trying to sit back down a little bit on a bench. Don't know if I'm breaking any rules by doing so. Finish off my swift. Actually, let's not put you down. Let's keep you held up. That's a little bit easier. So some people going in the fish and chip shop, trying to get in there without using their hands, it looks. But this is usually a lot of little independent and quirky little artisan restaurants, bakeries type coffee shops, things like this. Very kind of hipstery, bohemian, beatniky vibe to this neighborhood, to try and describe it to you. But usually it is quite a lot of people here, especially on a nice day like this. There'd be a whole bunch of people out and about in the park. As you can see, the sun is out, blue skies everywhere. There's the tower just poking its head up in the distance there. Not sure if you can see it, but this is very surreal to see sort of such a busy neighborhood like this deserted. So when I finish my spliff, what we might do is walk back through Kensington Market onto Spadina Street. We were just there a second ago looking at Chinatown, just to show you kind of how deserted that area in neighborhood is. And that is another, this is sort of the heart of downtown. This is a little kind of pocket, just you can see the towers just in the distance over there. So we're very close to the downtown core here, and this is like a little, as I say, bohemian kind of place. You'd hear people playing music. We did mention Kensington Market on the video when we were riding the streetcar downtown, and sort of mentioned you might see sort of street performers, people playing guitars, bongos, that kind of stuff. And sometimes a lot of homeless folk will come and spend their days in and around Kensington Market. But it's also a place it's kind of like a little Amsterdam. There's a little coffee shop up here called the Hot Box Cafe. Although they don't sell marijuana, even before legalization, it was somewhere that you could come and you paid like $5 to get in, and you could go and sit and smoke in their little... I'm not videoing you, I'm videoing myself. Yeah, I'm not videoing you, brother, don't worry about it. So this, as I said, it is a very vibrant neighbourhood, and got a little few people upset about things, I guess. Maybe the climate, the current thing. But yeah, this is a place where you will see kind of folks in that out and about, and looking towards that's down towards, I can't remember what that street is, but this is as I said, a very busy neighbourhood normally, and we'll walk down this way because, as I say, we don't want to avoid any confrontations, and I don't have to cut anyone's lips off today if I can help it. But as I said, this is a place you'll see quite a lot of people on a nice day like this. There are some folks out trying to make the most of the sunshine and the nice weather. But anyway, empty. Normally there'd be lots and lots of folks out and about on the street. Nothing, very quiet. And now we're going to take a little walk down towards Chinatown again. We'll take a left at this, and we're going to head down towards Queen Street, get back on the streetcar, go home. Some trasher maybe out there, or street art, I don't know. Some legs if you wanted it, mannequin legs. Some nice little statues there. I think that's a Chinese medical sort of centre or Asian place. Nice street art over there, look. So usually there's all these businesses are open, and usually a little bit more activity than there is now. So it's very surreal seeing such a empty, so I'll finish my spliff, empty Kensington Market. There's a laundry. I don't know if that's closed up. Yeah, it looks like it's closed up, so no one's in the laundry. Old chair there. Somebody could probably restore that. A few little hidden places behind these businesses where people do live. It's a very expensive neighbourhood. You can't really afford to live in and around this neighbourhood unless you've got a good salary. Even though it's very boho. Retro heads, vintage clothing. They usually have all their clothes and t-shirts outside. This is closed. See, there it is, the good old CN Tower just up there. I also went into the park to try and use the toilet, only to take a piss, but unfortunately it was locked up. So there are some of the buildings we were sort of very, very close to just a short while ago in the previous Walkabout video. We're heading down towards Dundas and Spadina. That's the big intersection just ahead of us, and that will take us pretty much into Chinatown. As you can see, there's some Chinese writing on the businesses out here, so this is kind of a little bit of the Chinatown core as we come out of Kensington market area. And this street here, Dundas, is a very, very busy street in Toronto, and it's pretty, I mean, it's not empty, but there's this time of day should be a lot more traffic filling the streets. And this is kind of, as I said, very, very close. You can see just up there is the tower. We're very close to the heart of downtown, and usually lots and lots of people out and about in this neighbourhood, especially on a nice sunny day like today. That's another little part of Kensington there, small little businesses, pretty much the same as what we just went down, vintage clothing, little quirky, cheese shops, bakeries, coffee places like that. So Chinatown, when I was there earlier, just before we come into Kensington Market, it was pretty deserted, very, very empty. Which is very, very strange, because it is usually one of the areas that is always got some activity going on no matter what time of year. Can be quite a seasonal city. During the winter months, January, February, December, times like that, you don't see so many folks out on the streets anyway. It's usually like people hibernate, don't go out unless they have to. But usually you can always guarantee that there's something going on in Chinatown, one way or another. So here we are, Faux King. They're open. Don't know if you can go and sit down in there. Juicy dumpling over there. Toronto must try. $2.99 for 6 pieces. Takeaway 30% off. People trying to do things, I guess, to put some money in the register. Keep afloat in these hard times. We did see a lot of main big businesses all were closed down on our way out on the streetcar towards downtown on Queen Street West. Again, another very vibrant neighbourhood, very, very, very busy street in Toronto. And this is a Monday afternoon, getting very close to rush hour. And this is about as busy as I've seen it in some time. Just this little intersection, and as I did mention, it is a busy, busy street. And normally much more busy than this. So we're going to wait until we get the green man before we start walking again. And I always get very socially aware of myself in these situations. Now this is the Dragon City Mall. Again, this is a place that's usually busy, got lots of people in. Kind of like a meeting point for Chinatown. Lots of people kind of go in there, hang out, they have TVs that they can watch. Places you can get food. Just wanted to come and show you. This is a little bit, the owl. This lady, she's very famous in Toronto. Well, I'll say very famous, but people from Toronto know all about that. Yeah, that's where we were just a little while ago. If you can see, that tall building, that was where we've come from. But it looks like this place, yeah, the DQ's closed. It's not open at all. So you can't go in the Dragon City Mall. Very busy place normally. There's another virtually empty streetcar. And it's not actually unusual to see people wearing face masks in Chinatown. It's quite popular, in fact, or kind of common rather, to see sometimes Chinese people wearing face masks. Certainly I've spent time in Hong Kong, in Singapore some years ago, and a very common sight, you know, pollution, stuff like that. That's the reason they wear them. So not necessarily an unusual sight to see people wearing masks in this neighborhood is what I'm saying, but we have seen a few more people with masks. They actually have some really, really good barbecue pork here, and Peking duck. In fact, we can go and have a little look in the window there. Some delicious things. There are the ducks. That's the pork, and oh my god, look at that lovely bit of fat at the bottom. I can almost taste that deliciousness of that pork fat. Boba tea, $6.20 for boba tea. You're joking. There's a little Chinese market. That's like the only one that I've seen open over there, with some fruit and vegetables being sold. So I guess they're keeping on. There you go. There's a nice little view of some of the skyscrapers and the tower. Actually, that street, that's where I stayed for about a month when I first got here, down there. A little hostel. Can't even remember what the street's called, but that used to be my neighborhood. For my first month or so in Toronto, COVID-19, we closed. Then COVID, we closed. Wedding cake, just like slowing down. So those two guys, I think they're possibly homeless or street kids, up to no good, possibly drug dealing or something. So the bank's closed. The Cha Tea looks like it's closed. And here's another mall. It looks as though it's closed up. This is the Chinatown Centre. Super 8 Hotel. There's a sun. There's a residential building there. Some pigeons. I'm going to have a little look at this guy. Dr. Sun Yat-sen, and there he is. So all of these are always usually open. Down there's a food court. It's actually taped up, look. You can't go down there. We don't want you down there. So normally the relax zone spa, you might have yourself a nice time there. Come out feeling pretty happy. But there's a big marketplace in there when you go inside. It's a big indoor market, like a flea market type place, I guess. Maybe you can buy all sorts of things inside. They've even got an Asian candy store in there. So that's usually, again, another sort of busy spot to see in and around this area. You know, you get shoes, underwear. That's actually where they have those kind of weird underpant things that you can wear that have got like butt cheeks and a camel toe kind of plastic mold shape on them. So it looks like you've got a bigger butt and a plumper camel toe. So there's a few guys, green hair, on skateboards over there, out and about. So hopefully we're going to come down to Queen Street, and we did mention that as on the way out on the previous video. And this is a two-part deal, I guess. But this was talking about the G20 and the kettling incident, and this is where people were just trapped. Police cornered them all in on all four sides of the road, all four intersections into Queen and Spadina. There were lines and lines and rows of police with riot shields and batons, and they just kept people there for hours and hours, detained them there until reluctantly they then got onto buses and were taken to temporary detention centres east of the city, I believe. So this is a little bit of a famous spot in Toronto for tyranny. And again, we've mentioned a little bit before how civil rights are being taken away in the name of keeping us safe. So there's another beautiful skyline shot for you. And this is it, Queen and Spadina, just coming up now. So sorry if it's a little bit dark for you. And as I said, it is a beautiful day. I'm actually got a bit of a sweat going, and I'm only in a flannel shirt and a body warmer. Although in the shade it is a little bit chilly. But it's a beautiful day, and usually, guys, you'd be dodging people walking through this part of town at this time of day. They're open for delivery. Pet food, I think. Fur shop. Due to COVID, we closed. Alex Furs. So this is pretty much the end of Chinatown now. We've come out of it, and this is kind of like not the garment district. There's something going on down here. There's lots of little districts in and around the downtown core. Cold Turkey, that's what quite a few people might be going through shortly. I'm not sure what those interesting looking antenna and towers are there. But it's a beautiful day. It's nice to get out. I'm not saying go and stir crazy. I have been incarcerated, so being locked up for long periods of time is something that I have had to experience, and it's not as bad as that situation. The Phantom Menace, the hidden enemy, the COVID-19 has got us all in medical martial law. There used to be something here, obviously, some more reconstruction going on at some point. And Toronto is a city that is under construction. Everywhere you look around, there's some form of construction or not. So this is it. This is the Queen and Spadina intersection I was telling you about. This is where police were lined up on all 4 intersections and wouldn't let anybody out that was caught in the middle there. And they lined the buses up on the side of the street on the east side of the city, and that's where they eventually took about a couple of hundred people were stuck in this area. McDonald's delivery, pick up on other side, follow arrows, not allowed in the McDonald's. There's our streetcar. We'll walk a little bit further. It is a nice day. We don't want to be getting inside too much if we can help it. Nice Adidas tracksuit there. Shame she can't lace her shoes right. So I'm talking about, look, 2 back to back. And that's because there's so few traffic on the road at the moment that they're kind of just getting back up. And that one's gone off route, look. So they're going to probably... Popeye's chicken we saw on the way out. So we come this way on the first video. Now we're walking back towards my neighborhood. Closed, roadie place closed. So we probably won't see another streetcar now. Actually, I just turned around and saw one. So we'll probably stop up and wait at the next stop and jump on there. We might even do some more filming on the way back. Don't know if that appeals to you. Only 3 people allowed at a time in the Domino's. That's a building permit. We deliver through DoorDash, Urban Outfitters, Leo's Textiles. As I say, guys, this should be normally teeming with people. Toronto isn't New York busy, but it is a busy city. There are quite a few people that live here. It's the 4th biggest city in North America. I think it's like 5 million or 8 million live here. I can't think of the exact number, but something like 20% of the population of Canada lives in Toronto. That's interesting. Wood fire Montreal style bagels. They're open actually. Apparently Montreal bagels are supposed to be pretty good. So all these big businesses here, they're all closed. Oh my god, there is a streetcar. We don't even make it to the next stop. And that's what I'm talking about, guys, that there's so few people out. Normally the streetcars don't run that smoothly. So we might have to wait to the next one. What's this place? Trading company? Sailor Moon Monopoly, anyone? Pikachu's? Fabric shops? Everything's closed down. A few people out and about here, look. Ginger beat a boy with a beard back there, giving me a little looky look. Like I say, I don't want to be having to bite anyone's lips off today if I can help it. But I must admit, sometimes biting a lip off or cheek does relieve a little bit of pent-up aggression and frustrations, although I don't tell you to go out and do that. Don't take my advice. But yeah, sometimes a little release is what is needed. So as we were talking about construction everywhere, there's a prime example. Big thing going up. Smart cities, the mega cities, That's what Toronto's going to become. Who knows, it might even become a borough of New York at some time in the future. Don't know what that was all about. I say you do sometimes meet some interesting people out and about on the street. Sports shop closed. $4.99 for hats there. Freshly baked, home of the custom t-shirt. Oh, freshly baked tees. There's the hemp sanitizer place. Look what they got. Gloves, 10 for $2.50 or 20 for $4.99. Lab coat, washable face mask, hand sanitizer. Interesting. And playing some rap music. So I'm not exactly sure that that's a legitimate medical supplier, but never mind. They're doing their part, I guess, to flatten the curve. We must flatten the curve. Nice little church there for you. And as I say, nice day like this, it doesn't hurt to be out and about, getting some sunshine, some exercise, fresh air in your lungs. If or not that fresh air is contaminated with the, there's another streetcar here, but I don't think we're near a stop. Yeah, if that fresh air is or not contaminated with coronavirus, who knows, but I don't think there is a stop close. I thought there was one on the corner of this street, to be honest, but we might be lucky. But there you go, there's another streetcar. Never see them running this swiftly or smoothly. So I do got to try and find myself a stop so I can get on the streetcar at some point, and I still really do need to piss. Loblaws, there's a grocery store, they look like they're open. People lining up outside, look. There you go, welcome to Socialist Canada. Security guard on the door, people lined up outside, so that was a good little thing to, glad we didn't get on the streetcar, we wouldn't have seen that. So that's interesting to see there. The Loblaws having people lining up outside. I'm guessing they're open, they got their sign. New York subs and burritos. The tattoo shop closed up. There's a Shoppers Drug Mart. There's actually a guy behind me with his shirt off, getting some sun. As I said, I think I might even try and get myself home and do the same. It is a very, very beautiful day, possibly the warmest day that we've had so far of 2020. And probably the first day I've ever gone out overdressed, and when I left I worried I might be a little bit underdressed, so that is a good thing. I don't think it's going to stay like this though. I think it might be dropping down a little bit tomorrow. The Dime Roadhouse. Looks as though they're closed up. Something got knocked down. Going to be put in more construction, I'm sure. Custom tailoring. Crystals closed for now, so you can't get crystals. They're not considered essential. Is this Bathurst? I think so. Yeah, it is. We've come to Queen and Bathurst, which I know for sure I can get a streetcar here, but I bet we won't see one now. We've seen like half a dozen go by when we were in between stops, but now we need to stop. We probably, or getting close to a stop, we probably won't see a streetcar for some time. You know how it goes. You wait long enough and two come along. Or when you need one, there ain't one to be seen. Empty. Giant sexy canvas prints.
I don't really like that.
Interesting. Police car. So here's a bus stop, streetcar stop. Smokes Poutinery. Looks a little bit like Bill Gates, don't you think? Oh, and look at that. Lucky. There's two of them in a row. So no simulated reality. Waiting for ages. So hopefully we're not going to get run over by this dude on his bike. See how many folk are on this one. That car should stop. So it looks pretty empty.
Traffic when exiting.
Yeah, it is. Ghost town. Check it out. Check it out. Nobody's on the streetcar. So we will carry on doing a little bit of filming out the window. So yeah, this is, as I say, it's getting close to rush hour, people. And to see 4 people on a streetcar is unthinkable. So we've got another little streetcar ride. You can have a look out the window.
Next stop, Palmerston Avenue.
And we're going in the opposite direction now. Having a look at some of these businesses that are still open. The Money Mark Cash Money, I bet they're doing a business with payday loans. Although people probably don't even know when they're going to get a next payday. Someone in a rain poncho on the other side of the street. But as I say, guys, we don't normally get this opportunity to have so much space and almost privacy on a streetcar in Toronto. Certainly not at this part of the day. There's a Nando's closed.
Claremont Street.
The 10 spot, the Dog's Bollocks. It's a good bar to go to. That was once a church, now it's a beer store. Heel Boy. Rocking Karma, vintage shop. So all this stuff, look, is closed. Normally these would be open, there'd be people out and about. In Torontonians, once that first little bit of sunshine comes after the winter,
Please look right for traffic when
they're normally
exiting.
out and about in droves. But you can kind of definitely see that no one's getting on, nobody's getting off the streetcar. The Thai Elephant, they're still open, takeout only, I'm guessing. So some of these places are still doing a takeout trade. Not much to see at the minute. Some nice street out there. The Loaded Pierogi. It's a little part of
Off route.
Queen Street West was nicknamed the Vegan Dale of all things, and quite a few vegan themed restaurants and bars and businesses cropped up in and around this area. There's the park again. There does seem to be quite a few folks out, even though it's not busy, and nobody on the benches. Really, couples sat on one of the tables, but normally you would see people sitting on a park bench, and I don't know if you can get fined. Actually, it's closed. The gate is closed. It says COVID closed. All these people, they could be fined for $750 to $5,000 for being in that park, because they are closed down supposedly. They've locked them up, but people are climbing over fences and stuff to get in and enjoy it. Do we commend them? Are they foolish? They're people that just don't buy into this crony virus narrative. Or are they people that are just completely oblivious and ignorant to what's going on? But still, some folks don't want to relinquish their civil liberties as easily as others, it would seem. Until we are forced under lock and key to stay inside with the threat of death, we should still be able to go out and enjoy ourselves. And we hear things that have been going on in England about you're only allowed out 1 hour a day, and that is imprisonment. That's what happens to you when you're in jail. You're only given an hour yard time a day. You're not allowed to go and get anything. You can't just go out and do some retail therapy. You can't go out and buy yourself some paint or something to do some DIY. These are all non-essential items now. So all you can really do is buy yourself food or medicine, which is pretty much being access to your commissary. And more people are saying you have to order it online. Again, when you're in prison, you have to fill in a little form to order your food, and somebody delivers it to your bunk. That's what's happening now. People are imprisoned within their home and are expected to have food delivered to them, groceries delivered to them. And these people now have become essential services. Uber Eats, skip the dishes, essential services.
Off route.
And nobody kind of seems to think that, you know, I've heard stuff like contactless delivery, but at some part of the time or the process of that, things have to, you know, someone's going to come in contact with it, be it the guy that loads it into the truck or puts your items into your box for delivery. Someone's got to touch those items. And, you know, Uber drivers, skip the dishes, Uber Eats, sometimes they have more than one gig, you know. If they're not picking up customers, they're delivering food. You don't know who's been in or out of that car and come in contact with the inside of that car. But these things don't seem to be considered a threat to spreading the virus, but everybody else has to stay at home, stay inside, don't go out. And what's going to happen if everybody did just say, you know what, let's stay inside for 3 weeks, let's agree to stay in for 3 weeks, not go outside, not see anyone, not touch. The virus isn't just going to go away, right? It just isn't going to disappear. It's not going to, like, sort of, the pathogens aren't going to go, yo, everyone's staying in, man, we can't be infecting these humans, let's fucking try and get to another planet. The COVID is still going to be there if you believe that it is a virus at all. And coronavirus is a kind of generic term for the common cold, pretty much. And there are various forms of coronavirus. And unfortunately, this is the COVID-19 is the 0.1% germ in virus that isn't killed by Lysol. Or any other hand sanitizers or you know, rubbing alcohol doesn't kill it. 99.99% of all germs are killed by these things except for COVID. And we're supposed to stay inside, not go out, not socially interact. But Uber Eats, skip the dishes, all these people can still operate as an essential service, but this isn't a way of transmitting the virus, if that's how it's transmitted. Don't know if that's making sense or not, but there's a Shop at Drug Mart, very, very big one. Tim Hortons closed, and we might start seeing some of these little weirdy vegan places in a little while. We could almost get off and go and have a wander around Dufferin Mall, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be closed up. But there is a big Walmart, a big Food for Less, and a big Dollarama there. I've been meaning to go to Dufferin Mill and do like the mecca of thrifty prepping hauls. You can go to the Walmart, go to the No Frills, and the huge Dollarama there. But that would be doing that anytime soon. I've not been at work now for nearly 2 weeks, or is it 3? I don't know. I've lost count. So I haven't earned anything. What little money I did have for my last wage packet is almost expired. I do have a lot of food and stuff in my pantry to feed myself for the coming weeks and days, but that's it. You know, I am going to have to rely on my preps. I'm going to have to ration certain things that I take you know, for granted on a daily, like coffee, smoking, marijuana, stuff like that. I'm going to have to limit my intake on that and try and make it last as long as I possibly can, because I don't really have the money to replace these items. I did stockpile as much as I can, but still, there's only so much you can stockpile with only so much funds and money available to you. Okay, so this is turning left to Guthrie Gate.
Last stop on Queen before we turn left. This is a 504 meeting.
Okay, so we've got to get off
Which
the next
is
one. So yeah, that's probably why there's so many of these streetcars that aren't being filled up, that they're detouring them, short turning, as they said.
Please look right for traffic when exiting.
Let's go in Dufferin, short turn.
Off route.
He didn't seem to care, so we're going to have to wait. And here we are again at the Gladstone Hotel. Passed this on our way out earlier. Very interesting place, so I'm going to just wait here for the streetcar. There's one just behind us. One good thing about this, that there's not a long wait for the next one. But as you can see, guys, there's hardly a cloud in the sky, although there's a couple little ones over there. We did some interesting kind of chemtrail-y style clouds in the sky earlier, but it is beautiful. As I said, spring is certainly in the air, although there is a little bit of a fresh crispness to the wind, but there's quite a few people out and about on this. There's a little family there with a kid in a stroller, somebody there, she's got a mask on, so something is a little bit more evident. There's another streetcar. Honestly, you don't see them running as frequently as that, and you can almost see them lined up down the street. I can see 3 with the naked eye, one behind each other. And that's just because there's not the amount of cars. As I said, I don't even know what time it is right now, but it is getting close to rush hour. Very close to rush hour, and this is Queen Street. That's Dufferin Street just ahead. Dufferin Street's very busy normally. Guy out on his e-bike without a helmet. I'm not sure if it was windy or his hair was brushed up that high. So there is the streetcar. And what we're going to do is probably have a little walk through the St. Joe's the St. Joe's Health Clinic, not mental health, St. Joe's Clinic. That don't sound too healthy. On our way back home, just to have a kind of complete circle. So it's a 2-part video. We've got a 2-hour walkabout to enjoy. We've seen a little bit of Chinatown, seen Kensington Market, Queen Street West. Is there anybody on at the back? There's a couple of people at the back. So let's try and get on a little bit in the middle. Try not to come in contact with anybody if we can help it. So yeah, you know what, guys? I'm going to put you on pause for a second.